Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another meal prep video. So in these videos, I hope to inspire you guys to get in the kitchen, get cooking, and make some healthy meals for yourself and your family for the week. You could literally take meal prep from one extreme to the other. You could keep it ridiculously simple, or you could make the most creative meals. Let's get in the kitchen and see what we're cooking today. All right, so we are going to start out this meal prep with a breakfast casserole. So I am throwing in that bowl a dozen eggs. And then, of course, you got to go in with some seasoning. So I'm throwing in there some sea salt as well as some ground black pepper. And I threw in there pretty darn close to a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, a handful of shredded cheese, and some of that cubed ham. I'm trying to show you the macros there. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I just threw in there a few handfuls of that. I don't really count macros, so I don't really measure things out. But if you're wanting to count macros, I would definitely measure everything that you're putting in there out so that way you can calculate your macros. But I just gave that a really nice stir, and then I made sure that I sprayed my casserole dish really well because it will stick if you don't. You could easily turn these into egg bites if you wanted to. I just decided to make a larger casserole. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees and I baked that for around 20 to 25 minutes just until it was golden brown on the top. I personally am not a breakfast eater, so I won't eat this, but my husband will eat this throughout the week, all week long. I just separate these into individual containers. That way it's like a grab and go breakfast. Next up, I'm going to be making burger bowls. They're like cheeseburger bowls. So I literally just grabbed the ground beef directly out of the package and I just kind of portioned it out, and I just shaped the meat into a bowl so that way I could fill it with cheese and a little bit of bacon. And my cupcake pan was perfect for this. So as you see, I got all 12 of them in there. I just filled it completely full with cheese. And then once I filled it with cheese, then I went in with some bacon crumbles. If you want to make bacon and use real bacon in there, you could totally do that too. I was just taking the lazy way out and using the bacon crumbles. But this is a new recipe for me. This recipe will be in the description box below. I did add some seasoning to the top of that. I added some salt as well as some pepper. I'm just going to tell you right now, these were so good. My kids all loved these. So that is what it looks like before you throw it in the oven. And then I baked these at 350 degrees. I think it was like around 25 minutes. Again, all the information that you need will be in the description box below with the recipe, but look how delicious that is. That is oh so good. You want to know what could be good on this as well is maybe even like barbecue sauce. That would make this even better in my opinion. I am a barbecue sauce lover though. So next up, what I'm going to do with that ground beef is I am going to throw it all in a pan and I'm going to cook it up. That is about 3 pounds of ground beef. I did add some Himalayan salt as well as some ground pepper. And I just went in there with a generous amount of that. I used my little meat masher there. I don't even know what that thing's called. I called it my meat masher. I did add some garlic because 2 pounds of this ground beef is going to be for another recipe, which I'm going to show you. And the last pound is just going to be so people can eat it up. So that is about 2 pounds of that ground beef that I kept aside for this meal here. This meal is called Crockpot Crustless Pizza. I kind of made this my own. So I put 2 pounds of that ground beef in the bottom of a crock pot after I sprayed it. And then I used about a little less than a cup and a half of mozzarella cheese. I just stirred all that in together with the ground beef. And then I used some of that pizza sauce. I get that pizza sauce at the Dollar Tree. The macros on it are actually really good. And the ingredients are clean ingredients, and it's $1, so you can't go wrong. But I used around 3/4 of that jar there. Then I just spread it out so that way it's nice and even. And then that's about how much I used there. Again, about 3/4. And then I kind of mixed it up. I like cottage cheese, so I decided to make it kind of like a pizza lasagna type dish. So we added a little bit of cottage cheese to it, and then I went in with a mixed cheese, as well as I did add some salami to the top of it. You can use pepperonis, you can add vegetables, mushrooms, peppers, whatever you want to use for your toppings for the pizza. And then I cooked that on low for around 4 hours. Holy cow, you guys. This recipe will be in the description box as well. So freaking good. Give it a try, and it's so easy to make. Next up, we are making a family favorite, y'all. So we are making chicken wings. That is 4 pounds of chicken wings. I just got the great value kind. I'm making my life easy peasy. I'm throwing that entire 4-pound bag in a crock pot, throwing it on high, and I cooked that for around 3 hours. Throw the lid on that bad boy. Let that bad boy do the job for you. Then when they are done, I take them out and I put them on a cookie sheet that is lined with foil to make my life easy. Then in that bowl is a 1/2 stick of butter that I melted, which I ended up having to melt more. And then I added some garlic. That's about a spoonful of garlic. Don't worry that it's not all the way melted, because once you throw the chicken wings in there, it will finish melting. I did add some salt and pepper in there as well. Gave that a stir, and then I just started adding the chicken wings in here because this is going to be a Parmesan chicken wing. These are so delicious, you guys. Not even kidding. So then I just make sure that the chicken wings are completely coated in the butter garlic mixture there. And like I said, I just throw them on a cookie sheet that I lined with aluminum foil. And then I'm gonna go in with the Parmesan cheese. Be generous with this, you guys. So I take the Parmesan cheese and I just sprinkle it all on the tops of the chicken wings. And then make sure that you put your oven on broil, because we are gonna broil these bad boys up, crisp these babies up, and these are delicious. Again, broil them for around 5 minutes, flip those puppies, broil them again for another about 5 minutes. If you like them crispier, broil them longer. But this, again, is a family favorite. You are not going to be disappointed with this. Give this a try, you guys. This is delicious. Just look at those bad boys. So good. Next up, just like last week, I am going to be cooking up some burgers, because to me, burgers are the easiest things to throw in your meal preps to help fill your stomachs, whether it be yours, your family's, whoever. I'm just going to cook those up just like burgers, throw some salt and pepper on there, and I'm cooking them on my electric skillet this time rather than the grill. Would have been quicker to do it on the grill, but it was cold outside, and this girl wasn't going out there at that time. So it did take me a little bit longer, but I didn't freeze my tushy off. So after these bad boys are done, that is 12 1/3 patties, delicious. It'll fill y'all's tummies every time. And who doesn't love a good burger? Make some chaffles with those. I've actually been making my chaffles with dill pickles in them. So good. Next up, kind of like the hamburgers, what's a meal prep without sausages? Sausages are so easy to meal prep, but yet they are delicious and they fill your stomach. So I am just using those sausages. I get those at Costco, And I'm cooking these bad boys in my air fryer. I love the way that they turn out in the air fryer. I'm beginning to really love my air fryer, not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna put that on air fry mode, and then the temperature, I did put them on 350 degrees, and I cooked them on each side for 7 minutes. So when it cooked for 7 minutes, I took them out, gave them a nice flip, and then I put them back in the air fryer for another 7 minutes, and they come out perfectly for me every time like that. I'm starting to get the hang of the air fryer now, you guys, and you're right. I am really falling in love with that thing. I am so excited. I'm glad that I got that, but look how beautiful those are. They are golden brown. If you guys don't like them that done, then you can adjust it. I did end up cooking up a second pack, but just because I do have a large family, and when I cook, I have to cook large quantities or it will not last the entire week. I did end up cooking some chicken thighs again this week as well. I cooked chicken thighs in there last week and they were so good. They were so moist and juicy, and we really enjoyed them in there. And you can actually warm them back up in your air fryer as well. So I cooked one package of them. I get those packages at Costco, and in one package there are 4 chicken breasts. So I cooked it at 400 degrees, and on the first side I only cooked them for 3 minutes, and I did do them skin side down at first. And then I gave them a flip, and then I threw them back in the air fryer for another 10 minutes at 400 degrees. And then they came out nice and crispy and juicy, and they are so, so good. You need to try chicken thighs in the air fryer. I'm also going to do my chicken breasts in the air fryer. I told you guys my kids and my family love chicken breasts. So this is the first time I've ever done chicken breasts in the air fryer. So this is an experiment, but they turned out great. So I put my air fryer at 400 degrees, and then I cooked them for 5 minutes on the first side, and then I took them out, and then the same thing. I gave them a flip, and then I put them back in. And then when I put them back in, I left the temperature the same, so I still cooked them at 400 degrees, but this time I cooked them for 10 minutes. Then as you can see, they're getting a nice golden look to them, but when I cut into it, it wasn't quite done. So I did put them back in for another couple of minutes, and that's all it took. I did pierce the chicken a little bit with a knife just so that way the inside would get nice and cooked all the way through. But the air fryer did a really nice job. They were so juicy. Next up, I'm going to be just preparing some cabbage. So that way we have cabbage as a side dish, a nice vegetable as a side dish that's not a salad. So that is probably like around 1/4 cup of butter. I'm letting that melt in the bottom of that pan. Once that is melted, I did throw all of the cabbage in there. That was a huge head of cabbage. I'm just gonna season that up with some salt and pepper. Then I just let it cook until it was nice and tender, and who doesn't love cabbage as a side dish? Buttery cabbage at that. It's so good. Cabbage is one of my favorite vegetables, actually. All right, so that concludes this week's meal prep. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found new recipes to try. I will have links to some of these recipes down in the description box below, so you can just go down there, click that link, and you can find all of the recipes and the ingredients that you need down there. But I truly hope that you guys found this inspiring to start meal prepping or to meal prep for this week for yourself and your family. If you guys make something, tag me on Instagram, and it doesn't have to be what I'm making, but if you meal prep, just tag me. I love to see what you guys are meal prepping, and like I said before, you guys give me ideas. All right, if you guys are loving these meal preps, if you could do me a favor and smash that like button. Also, if you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and smash that button as well, because I would love to have you as part of my Simply Misty family. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys, and don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. And I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.
On my own, but I don't know why. You hit the road, but you don't realize I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when